Hi, you guys. This is Auntie, Niece, and Nick, the aunt and cousin you actually like.
Hey, you guys. Happy Friday. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to our No Holds Barred Friday. We are so happy to have you. How's everyone doing? Hope you're doing well. How are you, Aunt Niecy?
I am great. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's Friday. It's a little muggy outside.
Yeah, a little overcast. We're supposed to get some rain, but...
Yeah, but you know what? I sleep so good in rain, though.
Yes.
Like, it's the best sleep ever. I was like, you know what? I feel good today. I got my workload done for the week. I got my iced coffee sitting over here, girl. Yes. I'm in heaven.
Yes.
And I'm excited. We'll be getting out and going to lunch after this, so that's even better.
Absolutely.
Okay, you guys. So let's get into some topics here. First of all, we want to take the time to acknowledge that March is Women's Month. So we're going to take each segment where we're going to be highlighting 2 women out there doing their thing because, you know, we like to uplift women here for sure.
And celebrate us.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So the first woman we like to highlight is life coach Robin. We talked with her on our last podcast. If you didn't get a chance to listen to it, make sure you go back and listen to that. That was such a groundbreaking talk for us. What did you think about it? That was so awesome.
It was so revealing.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it I could relate because her and I got similar personalities. And the way she come across, it just flowed. I know. Effortlessly.
It did.
I had an amazing time talking with her.
Me too. It was the best. And so you guys, for those who did not know, life coach Robin Bloom, she is a life coach practitioner, and she is the author of this amazing book called Sis, Let's Clean This Mess Up. We got shit to do. It is an amazing book. Me and Aunt Niecy both read it. We love it so much, and we really think so many people could benefit from this book. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. So she sells it on Amazon. And also, you can go to her link on IG. Her IG name is Life Coach Robin. That's Robin spelled Robyn, Life Coach Robin on IG. And there you can click the link in her bio to the Healing House, where you can purchase the book. You can contact her for other services that you may need. So there you can get everything that you need to get. So yes, shout out to her. She's amazing. Another beautiful young lady that we would like to acknowledge is Dr. Hadia Green.
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right.
You know, and I hope and I pray so much that people really know more and more about this doctor, because she's out here killing cancer, you guys. Like, she did a study where she was actually able to do through her research and her studies and her efforts, she was actually able to kill the cancer.
And just target the cancer, and not the healthy cells of here and there and about.
Right.
And so that is amazing.
Yeah. And what I would love for people to do is to go to Oralee.org on IG. That's ORALEEORG on IG. Please go to that page, because there you can find the link how to donate to her clinical trials. Because basically right now she's trying to take this research further. She wants to get into her clinical trials. Of course, you know that's required by the FDA before you can go any further. And as you can imagine, very expensive. Mm-hmm. So you guys, please do all that you can. Let's support this sister. You know, put the word out. No donation is too big or too small. This woman is out here killing cancer. If you know anybody, you know we have all been affected by cancer in some kind of way.
Everybody has been affected with cancer in some type of way.
Yes.
Because it has ran rapid for so many years. Ain't nobody been able to do anything with it.
Yes.
And now these young
Yeah.
Young.
She's a young black doctor doing her thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Amazing woman.
Right. And we need to get behind her and support her all that we can, because this is important. We spend our money on things every day that we don't need. Why not take
beneficial to us in no kind of way?
That's right. So why not take that time and donate towards a worthy cause? If you're looking for a charity to donate to, even if you're not looking for a charity to donate to, please, by all means,
accept this young lady.
Yeah, make sure that we donate to this charity and do all that we can. All right, so that covers our two ladies that we are highlighting this week. Great job, ladies. So next we're going to move into the Murdaugh trial and the sentencing, which happened this morning, not too long ago.
All right.
Yeah, so if for those who, I'm pretty sure most of you have seen it, but Alex Murdaugh was found guilty on all counts for the murder of his wife Maggie and his son Paul Murdaugh, who were murdered June 2021 at their residence. Now, they gave this man 2 life sentences without the possibility of parole. And so basically, he's going to be in jail for the rest of his natural born life. Mm-hmm. So for those of you all who are not familiar with the trial, please go look at it. It's on Netflix. It's on YouTube. And you get to see why so many people were ready to stick it to this guy. Because his lawyers tried to motion for a mistrial. And Judge Newman was like, no, the evidence was too overwhelming. Like, he immediately was like, boom, shut it down. Mm-hmm. But this man, he's not, you look at this guy and you think, oh, he's just this joyous guy, you think he's this good guy. But truth be told, he was some hotshot lawyer, who had status. He thought he was above the law. And this man covered up murders. Like, literally people were murdered. And he was just covering it up. And I think
type of lawyers do.
Yeah.
They're good at that. Manipulation and betrayal.
Yeah. And on top of that, he stole millions from his law firm. The law firm that his own family started. His founding fathers, his great grandfathers. He literally stole money. Like, if you're taking something from people who have established something for not only you but others, that just goes to show many things. Mm-hmm.
But lawyers are like the worst criminals anyway.
Some of them are. Yeah.
The only difference between them and a common criminal is that they have knowledge of how to get out of it.
More connections.
And how to do it and how to get away with it. It's the only difference. But they the same people.
Basically.
Manipulating. Cons, stealing, the worst of the worst, and I don't trust none of them.
I'm telling you, you know what? And I would like to see them go after Buster, his oldest son. I would like to see them go after him next, because see, the 25th. For those who are not familiar with it, in 2015, there was a young man named Stephen Smith who died. It was never really looked into, even though foul play was suspected. Like, you can actually see it in the police report. Foul play was suspected because they tried to say he got hit by a car, and other people were like, no, he got killed. And, they think Buster was involved in it, allegedly. And, of course, his father, Alex, covered it up, and then you have to look at the who was it? The home care, Gloria Satterfield. She had been working with that family for 20 years. She ends up dead on their property, and they said she failed. He took out a life insurance policy on her 1 month before she accidentally died. Yeah. He collected $4.3 million, never gave 1 red cent to her kids. At all, but it really is something. When I was looking at that series, I said, wow, this family really got into some shit, because there's the youngest son, Paul, who unfortunately got killed. In what was that? Was it 2019? A young lady named Mallory Beach, who he was friends with, she was on a boat with him. He was, Paul was under the influence and he crashed and she landed in the water, hit her head and she drowned, and eventually her family settled out of court with the Murdaughs. But, it's just so sad. And then you just see a timeline here of people dying. Mm-hmm. And then June 2021, Maggie gets killed and Paul gets killed, shot up close range with what is a shotgun or a rifle? That was just, honestly, I was just like, wow. I just, like, when you listen to it, you are just floored. But anyway, so basically 2 life sentences without the possibility of parole.
That's, it sounds bad, 2 life sentences, but you only have 1 life, so it's over. So
pretty much
get 2 lives out of there. Mm-hmm. It just sounds like it's big, but it's really not, because you only have but 1 life.
Yeah, but that's just how they have to tally it up because he killed 2 people.
I know.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Just say they're gonna be in jail for the rest of their life.
Period. 2 life sentences. Child, please, you ain't did nothing.
Yeah, that was crazy.
1 life to live.
Yeah, girl. So
just made to look like you doing something when you really not.
Right.
Because if you know me, you killed them right then and save the taxpayers some money.
Yeah. So, it just goes to show, man, every dog has his day. Don't be out there thinking you're above the law, because you're really not. Karma don't miss a beat. No matter who you are or how much money you got, how much privilege you think you have, karma does not miss a beat. So let's get off into this next topic. We were talking about and it's still ongoing because they're looking into things. Rasheem Carter, the 25-year-old from Fayetteville, who was found dead in Taylorsville, Mississippi, in November of 2022. So when we were listening to this case, what were your first thoughts, Aunt Niecy?
My first thoughts were that nobody tried to help this young man. He cried out in every way that he possibly could. Nobody wasn't gonna help him.
Right.
And to tell you the truth, they probably knew more about what was going on than they
had to.
Because who would just overlook all of that? I mean, anytime somebody come in and they telling you, and you doing nothing, now all of a sudden he died.
Yeah.
He's found dead, dismembered.
Yeah. And they're still not trying to tell the family like
what really happened
because,
and they're not really investigating either. It's just a child dead. That's all.
Yeah, he was working in construction basically. For a rundown for the audience, he was working a construction job. He was staying at a hotel in Laurel, Mississippi. He was catching a ride to work with a friend. And all of a sudden something happened at work because the friend that he was riding with no longer wanted to bring him to work. So obviously you could tell something, whatever it was, it must have been bad.
They set that child up.
Right.
Like a setup.
Right. And so basically, long story short, he got into a situation where he was threatened at work and he started being followed. He was telling his mom what was going on. He was trying to see if somebody could take him back to his hotel in Laurel. And of course, nobody was, going to do it. And he went to the police station several times. Now, each time he went and he told them what was going on, he was turned away each time. Mm-hmm. They were trying to tell him, what wasn't within their jurisdiction. There was nothing that they can do. And, nobody tried to give him a police escort. I mean, they could have easily done that, or at least a taxi service, a Uber. And that's where it gets a little blurry. Because it's like, why wasn't he able to get an Uber? why couldn't someone come get him? Because eventually the mother sent a friend to come get him, but the day that the friend came there, he was gone. He was already missing. He was already gone. And I think the last place he was seen, it was at some dollar store. And he was seen on camera. He was seen walking up and down the aisles on the phone. He didn't have a charger. He didn't have a phone charger. And he was saying that he was being followed. And so you could tell he was very panicked. He was trying to keep his stuff together, but he was very panicked. And that was the last time anyone had ever seen him alive. I'm trying to think if it was October the 2nd or the 3rd or something like that. It was within the first week of October of 2022 he went missing. Now, in November, November the 2nd, 2022, there were some hunters that were walking through the woods, and they found him. And unfortunately, he was deceased and he was mangled. You know, from what was described in the article that I read, the body was like in pieces.
It was dismembered.
Right. So, you know, we're thinking either one of two things. Like, wherever because he told his mom that there were, two or three trucks of white men following him?
It was 3 white trucks with white men following him.
Oh my God. And I'm just wondering what happened with that. And, you know, I just couldn't believe it because I was like, what happened that would gear up that kind of hatred?
No, you don't have to do nothing.
You know,
you don't have to do anything. They get a wire hair up their butt and they're going to hurt. They're going to hurt. They're going to do whatever it is that they set their mind to do, and they do that. Because they know that there's not going to be nothing done about it. And we don't follow, and to tell you the truth, we don't follow up and we don't press.
Yeah. And they knew he was by himself. And that was the scary thing of it. Now, I don't know if Rasheem was telling his mom the whole story of everything that happened at work, but I do know that's where it started. That's where the problem started because his friend did not want to take him to work anymore. So I don't know if he got into it with somebody and they had like a volatile, you know, exchange of some kind, but you could definitely tell within the last hours of his life, he was panicked. Like he was very much afraid because when I was watching that last video of him, I was just like, man, why couldn't you have just stayed in the store until your mom's friend got there? But something happened to where he really felt.
He probably didn't know nobody was coming.
Yeah.
He probably didn't know. Like you say, he didn't have no charger. How was he doing all this phone calling?
Yeah, I just was like,
my thing is how this person that stopped taking him to work, how do he feel now that boy is now dead? When he probably knew the whole story. You know, what was going on. Yeah. And the part that he played in it.
Yeah. And then they're trying to talk to the police. Because, see, even when they got the remains and they contacted the family and let them know what happened, the mother was not able to view the remains. No family member was able to officially identify the body. The only thing, the only thing she was able to do was go down and get her jaw swabbed because, of course, his body was badly decomposed, and they had to identify by DNA. So even after the fact, she was not able to get her son's remains. She was not able to give him the proper burial. And this just, hopefully by now they have been able to give him the proper burial. But I know within November and December last year, they were not able to do that. So, because they had to keep his remains due to the nature of the crime. But my thing was, they were trying to say that no foul play was suspected. But if that was the case, why would the crime lab want to keep his remains if no foul play was suspected?
They was covering up.
Right.
Covering up.
Why are you keeping his remains for so long if there was no foul play suspected? And then on top of that, when they were trying to go and ask the police questions, the police became defensive and they were like, well, you're accusing me of covering up, and now they're not talking to them at all. Mm-hmm. So as you can imagine, especially his mother, that's very frustrating, knowing that your child was in danger, knowing that your child probably was brutally murdered, allegedly. And, now people aren't saying anything, And
this is the time when they need to be pressing for answers to questions.
Yes.
And digging deep.
Yes. So
it's this thing has red flag written
all over it.
Something in the milk is not clean with this. None of this makes any sense.
It doesn't.
But nobody did nothing. Everybody dropped the ball on this. I mean, not only from the people from work, the guy that was taking him to work, and all of a sudden now he's not riding him anymore, which puts him in a position where he's got to ask for rides. He's vulnerable at that
Something
point.
Definitely happened.
Mm-hmm. They set him up.
So we definitely, some people are looking into it. It's getting a little bit of coverage here and there in the media, but we need people to really pay attention to this kind of stuff. Bring light to it, mention it, talk about it as much as possible, so these kind of cases can circulate. Yeah,
don't get swept under the rug.
This man was 25 years old. He was so young, and to be shot down in the prime of his life like that, you would want somebody fighting for your family member just the same. So we need people to go and to mention it on your social media. We need to stand with these families and try to support them and get the word out so it can reach national news, because this is really disturbing. This is really disturbing. And it's sad, It's sad. There's so much going on.
I mean, and you know what's really like is this happening in no man's Mississippi, pretty much. Don't nobody know nothing about no Lower Mississippi or no Lafayette or Taylorsville. Whatever.
Well, they found him in Taylorsville. Yeah. And he was from Fayetteville. And his hotel was in Laurel that he was staying in at the time. Yeah. And a lot of times
those towns ring in the bill.
Yeah. You don't hear much about them because those are kind of like the quaint communities where, it's just the, old towns people, and people don't say much. But this young man, he ended up dead, and they need to definitely look into it, because this is crazy.
It is.
I really feel bad for his family, And
this type of thing is happening all over the place. You just don't. We just know about this one because it's not far from us, and we are privy to that information because of the close proximity. But this happens all over the world that we don't know about.
Yes,
and people need to really make a fuss about it and alarm people.
Yes. So we definitely will keep you guys posted on this. We hope that his family gets the justice that they deserve. We're going to keep a close eye on these cases. And throughout March, you guys, Aunt Nisi and I, we're going to be running our Real Crime segment with AN&N Podcast. We're going to be talking about, murder cases, especially the ones who haven't really got the national news attention that they should. We definitely want to take our time to highlight those, because we're going to, we want to make sure that we use this platform to be a voice for those who had their voice taken.
Exactly.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. So thanks for tuning in, you guys. We're going to tune in with you guys next week. Love you all so much. And until then, stay prayerful and stay safe. Bye.